Welcome back to another What's for Dinner. So we're just gonna jump right on in. This night I'm starting out with some jalapeno poppers. I'm just cooking these in the air fryer. I just followed the directions on the back of the package. This night I needed something super easy, so air fryer jalapeno poppers was the way to go. So next I'm going to start grilling my turkey. We just use the black pepper turkey. I don't remember what the brand is. I think it's Oscar Mayer, but I'm basically just heating that up on this flat pan. I got this for a Christmas present quite some time ago, so I don't know who got it for me or where it even came from. I'm sure you could find one on Amazon or from Walmart or whatever, but I'm basically just heating this turkey through. So next I'm going to get started on the grilled cheese. I am just putting some spray butter. This is the I Can't Believe It's Not Butter brand. I'm just putting that on one side of the bread, and then I'm going to layer up some turkey and cheese and then do the same thing to the other side of the bread. Back there in the corner, I am actually making some cheddar broccoli rice. These Knorr pasta sides and rice sides are one of the easiest sides you can get. They're only $1 and they are super easy to make, and they have really good flavor. Also, I like taking them as leftovers for lunch the next day. They heat up really nicely. So now that my grilled cheeses are done, I'm just using a pizza cutter to cut these. I'm fixing my kids' plates as well. They just split a grilled cheese. Neither one of them eat the whole thing, so I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of food and make them both their own whenever I know they're not going to eat it. So I just had one and my husband had two. I have been really trying lately to give my kids a more balanced diet, so I try to include fruits and vegetables in their food as well. So I just grabbed a banana and they're just splitting that in half, and then I'm going to get started on me and my husband's plates. I decided to move it to a bigger plate because we had a lot of just like things to go on the plate. So I'm just getting some ranch for me and my husband, and then giving us some jalapeno poppers. He actually did not want any rice, so you'll see him go ahead and take his plate, and then I am just putting the rice on my plate. Also, I got my kids some rice as well, and then this is what my plate looked like when it was all done. Okay, so this next night is potato broccoli soup, and I did add some carrots to it as well. I just had some frozen carrots in my freezer, so I am just peeling and chopping. I think I have 6 potatoes here. I actually did not end up using the 6th potato. I just stored that in the fridge in a bag of water, and it kept until I needed it. Also, I had some broccoli in my freezer, so I threw that in and added a few carrots. This is just a good way to use up some frozen vegetables. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some minced onion. You could add regular onion, but my family does not like regular raw onions. And then I'm just adding some salt and some pepper. So here I am just getting some water ready. I like to get the bouillon base just at Walmart. I like to have this instead of keeping chicken broth and beef broth on hand, because this is so much easier and honestly so much more cost effective. So I believe I have about 4 cups, and then I had to make 2 more cups. So basically you just want your broth to cover your vegetables. I popped the lid on that and cooked that on low for about 8 hours. And then now I have a block of cream cheese that I have been softening pretty well all day. You want it to be super, super soft so it's easy to dissolve. So I'm just going to place little chunks of this into the crock pot, and then I'm going to put the lid back on and let it all soften together. So here is what my plate looks like when it was all done. We just served this on the side with some dinner rolls. This recipe was so, so good. I will have it typed out down below. Okay, so this next recipe is chicken fried chicken. So I'm just starting out by cutting up some potatoes for my mashed potatoes. I do like to peel my potatoes first and then wash them. I just feel like it's better and it gets things done a lot quicker. So I am just cutting up the potatoes right here, and then we will get started on our chicken. Our favorite side to go with this meal is always green beans, so I'm just opening up 2 cans of the French style green beans. We love using the French style. We just like the texture and we like that better than the cut ones. So I'm just dumping both cans in the pan, juice and all, and then I'm going to season with a little bit of butter and some minced onion, and I'm also going to throw in 2 beef bouillon cubes. If you have not put bouillon cubes in your green beans, you are definitely missing out. I've actually seen some people use like onion powder, garlic powder, and then Worcestershire sauce, but we did not like it that way, so I will forever use the beef cubes. So now we are going to get started on our shake and bake, quote unquote chicken fried chicken. I love using shake and bake because, for one, it is so easy. It's already seasoned and you don't have to make a big old mess. I just have a couple of these chicken breasts that have been marinating overnight in some olive oil and some Italian seasoning just to give it a little bit more flavor. And I'm just going to cut them down to more manageable sizes, and then I'm just going to simply coat the chicken in the shake and bake. We love using the Parmesan crusted whenever I'm making pretty much anything. We've tried the original, but we really do like the Parmesan crusted better. Also, I am putting these in the air fryer. I have a Cosori 5.8 quart air fryer. I will have it linked down below for you. I love it. I spent so much time, talking myself out of buying an air fryer, but once I finally bought it, I am so happy that I did. And I also have the app called Shop Tagger. I will try and leave it linked down below, but basically you can put anything in the app that you are watching the price on, and when it goes on sale, it will send you a notification. So I actually got this $120 air fryer for $70. So that is such a great deal, and I was watching it for a long time, and then whenever it went on sale, I just said, you know what, I'm doing it, and I'm so happy that I did. Also with the air fryer, the baskets are non-stick, so you do not have to spray them. However, when I'm cooking something that is raw, I do spray it. I spray the chicken as well, just to make sure that it doesn't stick, and these turned out so good. They were super juicy and just perfectly crusted on top, and my husband loved them. And then of course here's what the air fryer looks like. I'm cooking it at about 380 for about 12 minutes, just basically following the instructions on the top of the air fryer. I also have some potatoes that are boiling here, as well as some white gravy that is cooking, and then I have my green beans in the back there. After the chicken is cooked, I did flip this halfway in between, so I just have a couple pieces of foil here. I'm just going to take it out and let the chicken rest before I cut it. I like to do this just because it traps in all the juices, and it also keeps it warm while I'm finishing up whatever else I'm doing. So next I'm going to get started on my mashed potatoes. I have just cooked them and drained them. You can see my kids in the background making a mess. I'm sure that I'm yelling at them. But I'm just going to use some butter, salt, and pepper, and also some milk, and just use my mixer to mix everything up. I love using my mixer for mashed potatoes. Just makes it so much easier and a lot creamier. I wish that I would have had cream cheese, because I have heard that cream cheese is really good at mashed potatoes, but I did not have any, so we're just gonna roll with it. And then here is what my plate looks like when it is all said and done. This dinner was so good. You guys should definitely try it. So this next meal, I am making sour cream noodle bake. I'm actually in the process of making my own marinara sauce, just because I had some crushed tomatoes in the cabinet that I needed to get used up. So I just browned my hamburger, and then I'm using my Kitchen Mama can opener. I used to have a discount code. I don't know if it's still active, but I can leave the link down below as well as my code, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. But I'm just going to basically dump the crushed tomatoes in with the ground beef, and then I do have a can of tomato paste as well. I have learned that that is really what helps it thicken up, and it's not so juicy. And then I basically just season with minced garlic, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper. I believe I did some minced onion as well. Just, whatever you like in your pasta sauce, just throw it all in there. It can't be bad. And then I did add some sugar as well to cut the acidity. If you noticed, I rubbed the herbs in between my hands to warm them up. I actually learned this from my grandma. She says that if you do that, it warms up the oils and basically releases all those oils, so that everything is more seasoned and it's more potent. Obviously, the warmth of the food will warm that up, but I just like doing it ahead of time. I just feel like it tastes better, so that is what I did there. You should definitely try it. Here I am just adding a couple tablespoons of sugar. You don't need a whole lot, it just cuts the acidity. And then I'm going to get started on my noodle mixture. I'm using probably about 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, and then about 1 cup of sour cream. I just eyeballed it because I had more of what the recipe called for, so I didn't measure anything, but this was really, really good. This is the Pioneer Woman's recipe, so I will of course link it down below, but I was kind of skeptical of this just because everything, on its own didn't look so well, but once it all came together, it was really, really good. So I am just layering up the sauce on the bottom of the pan to make sure the noodles don't stick. And then I'm going to layer the noodles. I think the Pioneer Woman's recipe actually tells you to mix everything together, but I watched her make this on her cooking show, and she likes to layer it up. She says it just tastes so much better because you can get all the flavors of all the different layers, and she really likes it that way. So I just dumped the noodles on top of that pasta, or on top of the sauce, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top and then top it off with some sauce. I did have quite a bit of extra sauce, so I did end up freezing that, and I can use that for a future meal. If you are not freezing your leftovers, you definitely should, especially if you are like my family who gets really burnt out on leftovers. So next I'm just going to layer up a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I did not feel like it needed a whole lot because it had all that cheese in the noodle sauce. So I just layered just a little bit, and then I'm going to top it off with some aluminum foil. And then I will bake this in the oven. I believe it was 30 minutes. So I baked it for 20 and then removed the foil and baked it for another 10 minutes. But like I said, I will have the full recipe linked down below. And then here I'm just showing you some broccoli that we had on the side, and I just garnished it with a little bit of parsley to make it look a little bit prettier. And then I used some of the Walmart bakery garlic bread, and this is what my plate looked like when it was all done.